Hello and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. Okay, I've got the cards ready, shuffled them already, said my prayers so we're ready to go. This reading is going to be from the 23rd of February through to the 1st of March, so just going into a new month but just touching it. Okay, let's have a look and see what the end of this month has in store for us all. First card we have is Archangel Uriel. It's always good when Uriel comes around because he tends to cast the light, especially when we feel that we're passing through a time of darkness, which to me February is always the darkest month anyway. So it's just nice to have this angelic light coming in around us. It's the card of alchemy, the sign of the alchemist. Now what the alchemists were famous for was taking the base metals and turning them into solid gold. And in effect, this is what Archangel Uriel helps us to do when he comes around. He does this through helping us to find ways that we can move forward, maybe by using skills we already have, maybe by bringing in new skills. Quite often when Archangel Uriel comes in, knowledge comes in with him, education, opportunities to learn new skills by way of courses, things like that. So watch out for all these things. It's all really taking the negative. So quite often when he comes in as well, you may find something that you've really passed through that's been really, really bad, really, really hard, actually kind of suddenly put in a new light, and you start to realise the lessons that you've learnt from it and how you can take those lessons and make those lessons work for you. For instance, if you've been through a bad experience, you may suddenly start to realise that you'd make quite a good counsellor or a life coach or just somebody who can help others. Maybe if you've been through an experience where you feel the education system wasn't good enough for you, wasn't good enough for your children, you might decide that you want to retrain and go back into the education system to help other people's children. So quite often it's taking the negatives that you've gone through, putting it into the melting pot, casting a bit of angelic light on it and a little bit of wisdom, and actually coming up with a positive that helps you to move forward. Okay, so that's the beginning of the week, so watch out for those opportunities. They might not even come forward as opportunities as such, more as ideas, inspiration whispered to us, when we're asleep, or even when, I tend to get a lot of my inspiration when I'm washing up. Okay, so it's just those little ideas that flow in at the beginning of the week, and don't just dismiss them. If you have to, jot them down and then go back to them. But, quite often angelic inspiration comes when we least expect it. Let's look at an influence card that goes with this. Okay, and it's the card of home. Okay, I love this card. It's got a really nice little love heart on the card, on the trunk of the tree. And it kind of shows security coming in around the home. Okay, so once again, this that's coming in, this learning or these ideas that you had, may be a way of making home life better. Just making yourself feel more secure, more safe, because at the end of the day, if we can't feel safe in our homes, where else can we feel safe? So as this angel comes in around, casting the light into the darkness and actually showing you the way forward, and it will be a way to help you where it's needed the most, and that's the home, it's around the family, it's around the things that matter to you. Okay, so that's the beginning of the week. Let's see what they've got in store. I feel like shuffling, so I don't know why I shuffled before, because I always shuffle halfway through. Okay. Right, we've got Archangel Metatron. Now, with Archangel Metatron, I said before, he's the angel who helps us to get organised. He helps us to find a way forward, to prioritise on what's important. The card here is children, and I love this card. It's got a lovely little butterfly right in the middle of it. And sometimes I think that actually is symbolic of our inner child as well, because quite often our inner child knows exactly what we want. But as adults, we've just pushed that inner child away. So considering you've got Archangel Uriel who's coming to lighten the way forward, and then you've got the card of children, and I'm being drawn to the inner child in particular with this, I would say that what you need to be doing as you go to midweek is looking back to when you were a child, looking back to what your aspirations were, what your dreams were. You may find they were very, very different to what you know, or to where you ended up. And quite often, you know, but they're not really that illogical when you look back. Okay, a lot of people who I know who've returned to education, to be teaching assistants, things like that, really want to work with children when they were younger. People who've gone on to do things where to do with creativity and things like that really want to be artists when they were younger, you know. And when we're children, we see things in black and white, and we don't see all the little shades of grey in the middle. So quite often we just say, I'm going to be an artist, and that's it. But as an adult, we can say, okay, I like art. I know what I want to do, but maybe I can just adapt it a little bit more, tweak it this way, bring in the learning that way, and, you know, I'm going to get to where I want. The other thing with this card is, you know, quite often when children come in around us, everything goes out the window, doesn't it? And it's very hard sometimes to get back into routine, to get back to being focused. So midweek will be a time when a lot of us will start to be sort of catching our breath again after the children and having the children around us over the weekend and whatever. And we'll be starting to feel like this is time for us and taking that time out for us. And I think that's really, really important. Okay, and as much as we love children and they're a blessing, we also always have to make sure there's a little bit of me time as well. It's just better for them if you get that time. And quite often when you try and get that time, you end up feeling guilty. So it's like it's a bit of a waste of time, really. So if you can actually start to embrace it and realise that this is something you need to do, okay, and that this is the middle of the week is a time for establishing routines, getting back into order, just getting back on top of things. So you've got that time. If everything's all more focused and everything's all not timetabled exactly, but just in its right place for you, then you'll find there's space for you, and that is really, really important. Okay, so look at the influence card. Sorry if I'm really croaky this week, I just can't seem to get rid of this. Okay, we've got the card of prosperity. As this comes in, obviously this speaks for itself, it's good fortunes. Prosperity comes in many, many different ways, because one man's wealth, you know, it's very different for one man to what it is to another man, let's put it that way. You know, sometimes we can have everything but want something else. You know, some people's wealth is actually their health and not actual money, you know, where other people it is money. So when we talk about prosperity with the cards, it's really what you want, what will make you feel rich, what will make you feel like $1 million, okay? So whatever that is, you know, it's coming in around you as you start to get yourself focused, as you start to get things sorted out. Okay, it could be with the inner child, if we go back to that. As you start to connecting with your inner child, to follow your dreams, to do what you want to do, it will lead you to the path that has got prosperity at the end of it. It will lead you to your personal pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which kind of links in with the alchemist, doesn't it? See, so we're starting to see the pattern of where these cards are going. I haven't got a clue till I turn them, so let's have a look at the next one. So they're going to take it. Oh, so let's shuffle a little bit there. Okay, it's Archangel Jeremiah, and it's the card of awakening. Now, the thing that I'm finding most interesting about this is, one, where the hand is placed. The hand is placed around the breast, around the heart. Okay, and that would show me that awakening is coming from following the heart chakra. And, you know, I always find it interesting how the heart chakra is either green or pink. You know, sometimes people will use it as a pink energy when using crystals, for instance, but the main colour for our heart chakra is green, okay? And what that green also links in with is the monetary ray, which kind of links back with prosperity and also links back with following the heart. And if you look at people who are successful, they are normally impassioned with what they are doing. They normally love what they're doing. And because they love it, they make it a success. And I think that really is the key to success, is following your heart. You know, if you do anything in a sort of mediocre kind of a way, that's how it stays, mediocre, and you end up just treading water. But if you do something with a passion, then other people see that passion. It either inspires others to follow you, or it inspires others to promote you. Okay, so, you know, so whether you're self-employed, whether you're part of a larger organisation, whatever it is, we all want success. And, you know, and a way to get noticed is to really burn with passion. If you're burning with passion, then you're illuminated from the inside, and it just attracts others to you. Okay, so it's really important to try and get that passion back into what you're doing. And you know, you can't fake passion. You can't, you know, no matter how hard you try, you can't. You have to want to do whatever this is with your heart. And it may be that this week you can't follow your heart, but you can take the steps to following your heart. Okay, because this is in the future, okay, this is sort of moving forward. So, you know, so look towards the end of the week for things coming in that's going to give you confirmation, that awakening moment, that eureka moment, as I call it. You know, the light bulb goes on. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can follow this. Yes, it's going to take me where my heart wants to be. Can you feel? I feel in passion just linking in with this, okay, and that is where it's coming from. The other thing I would say with this is Archangel Jeremiah is the angel of reflection, of looking back, okay, but looking back with mercy. So don't look back on choices you've made and chastise yourself, you know, get angry. Why did I do that? I should have taken that turn. Why did I make that choice? Why did I pick that person? Why didn't I do this? Don't do that. Okay, look back and see it all as a lesson, which kind of goes back to the alchemist and goes back, you see where we keep going back, to taking something, taking your base metal and turning it into solid gold. Okay, so maybe you're not quite where you want to be right now. It doesn't matter. Because I'm sure if you spent some time and some quiet reflection looking back, whether they're good or bad lessons, you would have learned lessons. And as an individual, you will be a better person because of those lessons. You will have more life experience, you will know where to go next, you will know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and you will know how to utilise these so that they enhance your life and make things better as you move forward. Okay, so, you know, following the heart, but also being able to look back objectively, you know, without sort of casting all this, why did I do that? That is the important thing. So, you know, with Archangel Jeremiah, we always say when he comes around with mercy. And he teaches us to have mercy not only for others but for ourselves, and that's important here. So, you know, once again, the end of this reading is at the end of a month, and I don't know if you're like me, but when I get to the end of the month, I do get a little bit reflective anyway, and I think, oh, another month's gone, you know. Sometimes I have negative thoughts like, oh, another month's gone, another month closer to Christmas, you know. But the thing is, the importance of it is that, you know, you are taking stock, you are reflecting, but do it in a positive way. Okay, not a negative way. Okay, so we're just going to look at this last card, and it's the card of reflection, and it's the Angel of Expression. Okay, and this angel always makes me smile because she's quite naughty, she's completely naked. But I love all the colours on her, there's all the colours of the rainbow. And, you know, I think sometimes we tend to cloak ourselves and mask ourselves with colours that aren't really ours. Okay, and we bite our tongues, we don't say what we really feel or what we want, you know, we say what we think other people want us to say. And this card is about, you know, speaking your truth and expressing yourself. And once again, I really feel this is about, this week for a lot of you, is going to be about reflecting. It's going to be about looking back to what you wanted originally. What did you want to put in the melting pot when you was about to make your solid gold? Okay, what did you want to do as a child? What did you want to do in your teens? What did you want to do in your early 20s? And so on and so on and so on. You get to your point of life now. Okay, and it's never too late. Okay, it is never too late. We can always go on and we can always achieve our dreams. And the key to doing that is expressing ourselves, letting others around us know that we want to do this, okay, letting others know that this is where we want to go, that we've given so much of our time so far and now it's about us, okay, seizing opportunities as they come our way, that's the other thing that's really, really important, okay, and not being afraid to be ourselves, okay, step into your authentic self, be who you are, show who you are, and you know, because quite often, like interviews for instance, they see people who are kind of almost robotic droids of each other, and sometimes they're just looking out for that person who just stands out, just that little bit, okay, just that little bit, just a little bit of shine, And you know, quite often when we're not ourselves, that is what we do, we dim and shine. So just be yourself, and people will actually be drawn to you if you're yourself. Being natural is the most important thing in life, okay? So these cards, if we're going to go all the way back to the beginning, and we go back to Uriel, he's shining a light, and he's shining a light at the beginning of the week on, you know, on maybe where you've gone a little bit wrong, or maybe where you've lost sight of where you want to go, and he's shining that light forward, and he's going to start to bring in opportunities for you, and just highlight how you can actually make those changes. As we go into the middle of the week, it's about getting organised again, it's about getting refocused, it's about getting our life back on track, getting our routines back on place, and it's about listening to our inner child, because our inner child probably knows exactly where we want to be going. And then when we get to the end of the week, a little bit more reflection, following the heart again, listening to the heart, and waiting for those eureka moments, waiting for that time, that awakening, the light bulb going on, and knowing where we want to go. Okay, and all the influence cards are really, really good. You know, security in the home if we follow our heart, prosperity coming in, which obviously we all want, and you know, just that freedom to express ourselves. You know. Quite often we have nightmares, don't we, of running through the streets naked, but when you think about it, really, that's probably the most exhilarating thing in the world, and it's only our fears that stop us from doing that. Okay, I'm not saying you should all run around naked, by the way, but what I'm trying to say is don't be ashamed of who you are, okay, because you, without anything else, is beautiful, and, you know, an authentic self is what the Creator wanted us to be. Okay, so with that full, I'm going to say love and light to you all.